In 2013 and 2014, Transition Galway organised a series of open public visioning events to allow people to come and share their ideas for a low-carbon, sustainable Galway city by the year 2030. Members of Transition Galway then compiled all of the ideas, big and small, received from the public at these sessions into one final document. This document has been divided into 8 chapters, and we have produced 8 short films, one for each chapter, outlining the solutions in each. We hope that this project will go some way towards creating a better, more resilient Galway by 2030.
Hi, my name is Paul.
And my name is Kieran.
We're going to go through the ideas generated for the waste section.
This is just a brief summary.
All of the information is available in full on our website and in the visioning document. Less materialism. The most effective way to reduce waste is to consume less in the first place. This could have benefits for our own well-being, as we are less likely to get caught up in the race to keep up with the Joneses, get into debt, or overwork.
Greater producer and retailer responsibility. Manufacturers and retailers need to take greater responsibility for products they make and sell. Extended producer responsibility makes the manufacturer of a product responsible for the entire life cycle of that product, and especially for the take-back, recycling and final disposal.
Less packaging. Packaging, when necessary, should be minimal and always recyclable. People can avoid excessive packaging by buying loose or in bulk, and by using lunch boxes and reusable cups.
Compostable packaging. Compostable packaging can break down into nutrient-rich compost within 8 to 12 weeks. There are compostable packaging alternatives for practically all types of oil-based plastic packaging.
Taxes on packaging. In order to prevent unnecessary waste, there should be greater taxes on packaging. The revenue generated from these taxes should be ring-fenced for recycling and waste reduction measures.
Public drinking water dispensers. Water dispensers or drinking fountains provide free drinking water to the public. We could install public drinking fountains throughout the city to reduce the consumption of plastic bottled water, whose ecological impact is huge.
More refillable containers. Refillable bottles and containers allow people to reuse packaging and so reduce waste. As well as reducing one's ecological footprint, retailers often reward refill users with lower prices.
Refundable deposits on beverage containers. A minimum refundable deposit on beer bottles, soft drink bottles and other beverage containers would provide a financial incentive for greater recycling or reuse. Many countries, American states and Canadian provinces have such a scheme. Indeed, pubs in Ireland get a deposit for empty bottles that they send back to be cleaned and refilled.
Greater durability and upgradability in products. An obvious way to reduce waste is to extend the useful life of products. If products were more durable, more easily repaired, or upgraded to last longer, we would have fewer disposables and less need for new products.
Reusing electronics in the developing world and disadvantaged areas. Perfectly functioning electronic equipment such as computers are often replaced with new models. The older machines can be offered to charities for reuse in the developing world or in disadvantaged areas in Ireland.
6-day recycling centre. The Galway City Council Recycling Centre in Lisbon is a facility for people to dispose of household or electrical items free of charge. Longer opening hours would make it more convenient for people to use, thus reducing the amount of waste going to landfill.
More bring bank centres. More bring banks for glass and can recycling are needed in the city for the large number of apartment dwellers. Some of the bring bank centres could be nicely designed and incorporate seating and landscaping to make them more attractive.
Better recycling in apartments. Apartments and all other buildings need to incorporate good composting and recycling facilities. This will help reduce the amount of waste generated by the occupants going to landfill.
Pay by weight waste collection. Galway should have a pay-by-weight waste collection system for all. A pay-by-weight system would reward households who produce less waste and who recycle and compost more with lower bills.
Frequent hazardous waste collection. Many people have hazardous materials such as paints, preservatives and pesticides stored at home. To avoid the inadvertent or intentional dumping of these materials, there should be a regular mobile hazardous waste collection service for householders.
Construction and demolition waste, recycling and reuse. Construction and demolition waste accounts for approximately 25 to 30% of all waste generated each year in the EU. Many building materials, including bricks, wood, glass, metals and plastic, can be recycled or reused.
Unused medicine waste collection. Unused medicine waste is sometimes mixed with general household waste or poured down the drain. This can end up polluting the ecosystem, sewage treatment plants and water sources. Pharmacies need to have a collection bin for unused medicine for safe disposal.
A resource recovery park for Galway. A resource recovery park is a centre where businesses receive and trade materials and products all in one location. Reusing, recycling, composting, processing, manufacturing and retail can happen at the same site. This cuts down on transportation costs.
Zero waste and cradle to cradle. Zero waste and cradle to cradle are two approaches in design and manufacturing that aim to be truly sustainable. Zero waste proposes that we redesign our society in a way that all surplus waste is eliminated and everything that is produced can be reused, repaired, composted or recycled back into the system. Cradle to cradle looks to nature as a model for making things, in that there is no waste in nature.
Open source ecology. Open source ecology is a network of farmers, engineers, architects and supporters who are developing industrial machines such as tractors that can be made for a fraction of commercial costs and sharing their designs online for free with no patents. Their goal is to create a fairer, more sustainable world for all.
More fixing or repair cafes. Repair cafes are free community events where people bring things that are broken to be repaired with the aid of expert repair volunteers in a cafe environment. Repair cafes could be set up throughout Galway to help people save money and prevent waste.
More men's sheds. A men's shed is a community-based, non-commercial organisation open to all men. Members are able to work on various practical projects in the company of other men. There is a strong focus on the provision of practical skills, including making and repairing everyday items.
A rediscovery centre for Galway. The Rediscovery Centre is a training and education centre in Dublin that recovers and reuses furniture, bicycles, textiles, paints and much more. The success of the Dublin Recovery Centre could be emulated in Galway, helping to reduce waste as well as creating training and working experience for local people.
Maker spaces. A makerspace or hackerspace is a collaborative community space for various creative projects such as art, woodwork, computer software, craft, photography and electronics. There is a strong culture of upcycling, repairing, recycling and restoration at makerspaces. Existing local makerspaces such as 091 Labs should be supported and new makerspaces could be set up throughout Galway.
A Fab Lab for Galway. A fabrication laboratory, or Fab Lab, is a small-scale workshop offering personal digital fabrication. A Fab Lab is equipped with flexible computer-controlled tools such as 3D printers with the aim to make almost anything, from jewellery to furniture, from models to computer hardware. As well as encouraging innovation and business startups, Fab Labs can promote sustainable design and production by repairing items and by using green materials and production techniques.
Give boxes for Galway. A give box or free box is simply a large box structure located in a public space, often on a street where people are free to put things in for others or to take things for themselves. The concept, which started in Berlin, could be a novel way for Galwegians to give away their unused or unwanted stuff and so reduce waste.
flea markets and car boot sales. A flea market is a market, usually outdoors, of individual stalls selling all manner of goods, usually second-hand. Car boot sales are similar, with people coming together to sell possessions, often from the boot of their car. Both of these types of market allow people to make some money from their used possessions, as well as prevent waste.
Used goods websites. Greater use could be made of the various free reuse websites to help reduce waste. These websites allow people pass on unwanted items for free, from beds and furniture to electronic goods and more.
Charity shops. Charity shops sell mainly used goods donated by members of the public. As well as collecting money for worthy causes, charity shops prevent large amounts of unwanted or unused goods from ending up as waste.
Home and business waste consultants. Specialist waste consultants can advise individuals, families, organisations and businesses on how to reduce waste and save money.
Ecological cleaning products. There has been a big shift away from using cleaning products that contain toxic chemicals to cleaning with more eco-friendly ingredients. There is now a greater range of green cleaning products in shops, and more people are making their own cleaning products at home with simple ingredients.
Reusing cooking oil. Waste cooking oils can undergo a cleaning process and be reused again and again as cooking oil. Some of the used cooking oil not suitable to enter the human food chain can be converted into biodiesel, which helps reduce greenhouse gases.
Cloth nappies. Incredibly, most babies need between 4,000 and 6,000 nappies for their first 2 years. Disposable nappies make up about 4% of the waste currently being added to landfills in Ireland. Cloth nappies can offer a more sustainable alternative and can be cheaper, less smelly and more comfortable for the baby.
Composting and wormeries. The level of composting in Galway could be increased with better compost facilities in apartments, greater information and advice, and more segregated bins on the streets. There also needs to be greater use of wormeries. A wormery makes use of worms which eat organic matter to aid the composting process.
Continued education and public awareness. We need to ensure that people who come to live in Galway understand the local waste facilities. There needs to be continued public awareness campaigns in local media and online.
Environmental footprint rating of products. The environmental footprint of a product is a measure of its overall environmental impact over its full life cycle. The environmental footprint of all products could be put on labels and websites, allowing people compare similar products. Higher taxes could be levied on products with more damaging higher footprints.
More renovation and repairs. Businesses that renovate, repair and restore items require more support. There are many local companies in this sector that prolong the life of all manner of items, including furniture, mobile phones, computers, clothing, cars and even buildings.
Waste segregation in fast food outlets. There needs to be greater waste segregation within fast food outlets. Different types of waste are separated into different bins so that the waste can be recycled or composted.
Research and development into sustainable manufacturing, production and services. Greater research and development is required in our colleges and businesses into green manufacturing, production and services. The state and the EU could help with supportive legislation, regulation, standards, demonstration projects and financial aid.
Compost toilets. Compost toilets or dry toilets could be permitted in buildings, as they offer a greener and cheaper alternative to conventional flush toilets. Many cultures have been reusing human waste as fertilizer for centuries, and modern compost toilets are common in many countries such as Sweden.
Plant-based wastewater treatment. Wastewater is any water that has been adversely affected in quality by human influence. Sewage is the most well-known type of wastewater, but others include rainwater from roofs and roads, and water from sinks, washing machines and dishwashers. Plant-based technologies such as constructed wetlands and reed beds can be used to treat wastewater and can be cheaper and greener than conventional methods of effluent treatment.
Anaerobic digestion. Anaerobic digestion is the process which involves the breakdown of organic material by bacteria in an oxygen-free environment to create biogas. Agricultural wastes, silage, sewage sludge, food waste, garden waste, and certain industrial waste can be converted into biogas using anaerobic digestion.
Tackling litter. More needs to be done to keep the scourge of litter at bay, including having more tidy towns groups in the city, having more beach and forest cleanups, using compostable packaging and installing more segregated bins on streets to encourage recycling.